Hello and welcome to Tallahassee, Florida. Just a spectacular day for college football. House of Bobby Bowden. The Florida State Seminoles ready to open another season at the Dome. There's nothing quite like a great rivalry matchup in college football. The bitterness, the intensity, the lifetime of memories that will as a result of what we're about to see in this. As we'll see a team coming off a crucial bye week, the Miami Hurricanes, taking on another Big 12 foe, the Florida State Seminoles. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started.
Yeah, I know you probably sleep.
Yeah, what you want?
I wanted your card, but I guess I'm awake.
What card?
Your ID.
What?
Come to Lowe's, but now I wait. I'm already at Lowe's, but
We gotta have my ID.
because I couldn't scan it, I got to have the original ID. I had to pay whatever for that stuff the other day and all the day.
Y'all should be able to just go through cash register.
We did. She told me you got it pop up on the screen asking to scan the back of the ID. We went through self-checkout. But FEMA called me back today, and I got to go get that estimate done and send it in to them. I got 60 days to do that, so I reached back out to that boy again, and he said he'll come and do it because he'll.
Hello and welcome to Tallahassee, Florida. Just a spectacular day for college football in the house that Bobby Bowden built. The Florida State Seminoles ready to open another season at the Dome. Little gets the blood boiling. Quite like a rivalry game. Barbs, shots, trash talk, things that go on throughout the week will now all be settled on this field. As we'll see a team coming off a crucial bye week, the Miami Hurricanes, taking on another unit from the Big 12, the Florida State Seminoles. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Canes will kick it away to start us off. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. First down here for the offense. The give to the back. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Linebacker shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. Makes his connection. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. It can get pretty wild in the Big 12. Some of these outposts are like snake pits when you have to go on the road. Got to get off to a quick start in conference play.
It is always wacky, Reese. Like, there's always something that happens in the Big 12, and somebody comes out of nowhere in the Big 12 every single year. So starting in conference play, these games start to really matter, really add up, and the pressure amplifies.
It's so true, too. When you think about the Big 12 conference, it just seems like teams get caught sleeping. So you've got to start fast. And the challenge, I think, for these coaching staffs, these two teams, every week they've got to have their team ready to go, and it starts today.
The Noles come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. Thomas back to pass. Keeps looking downfield. Throws to the wideout. Good quickness to grab it off the deflection. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22. And the Seminoles look to keep this drive humming. He'll come out throwing on first down. Looking for his man. Got his man. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Seminoles.
And this offense gets on the board, and the first passing touchdown of the season, and I feel pretty confident saying the first of many. This offense looks like they're in a good rhythm, and this passing attack's going to be hard to stop.
On to attempt the try. And the PAT makes it 7-0. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. And the scoring play comes on a touchdown pass from 22 yards out. The kickoff unit about to go to work. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Little touch pass to the receiver. Brought down at the 31 after a pickup of 10 yards on that one.
This offense has a lot of different ways they can attack you, and you're going to see the entire playbook at work in this game. Throwing it, running it, and getting guys the ball out on the perimeter. Great job.
And they'll line up from the 31 on first down. Looking to move it through the air. Throws for the tight end. Finds a man on the right. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Trying to find his man on first down. Fires to the wideout. Working that left side. Almost took it all the way, but a huge gain, and he has him set up first and goal. And the Canes headed quickly to the line. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Finds his big tight end. That completion has them right on the doorstep. They'll mark it at the 1. These fans raising the volume on second and goal. He's looking to throw. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. So loud it's rattling your fillings on third and goal. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Miami.
And I love finding the big fella down in the red zone. Third and goal. You got to make something happen down here. Throw it up high. Let the big fella make you look really good as a quarterback. Love finding those big guys down here in the red zone.
And the extra point was good to finish things off. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finish it by firing one in from the 13 for the score. All tied up and just about set to kick it away. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart.
He's off to the races. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. You just got to get him to the ground quickly.
Push reverse. One step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. When you think of the significance of these two programs in the history of college football, remarkable that they've only been playing since 1951.
It's crazy because there's so many games you can pull out of your brain, Reese, and I'm sure because you were born then when this rivalry started, that so many games that were so important that had such big implications, Jesse.
Yeah, it seems like over the course of 3 decades, right? The 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, every time these two teams played, Miami and Florida State, we were talking about how it would impact the national championship picture. This really has been one of the better rivalries in the sport, even though it's really not that old.
Thomas looking to fire. And the pass hits, picked off.
What a big game-changing play. I love when you see defensive players, they jump on the ball like they were the offensive guy. So aggressive, going and getting that pick, creating some big mojo for your team.
Line gets set, first down. Power football with the run. He breaks a tackle. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain. The Hurricanes come to the line in the hurry-up. He'll try it again. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-game land. Boy, you can go down the list of classic endings in this series, and last year we had one with the Canes pulling it out.
And Miami was the one who got to celebrate because they eked it out, they got the close win, and more importantly, Palmer, they got to brag for a year about beating their in-state rival, Florida State.
They're hoping they can do that for another year, and they know that this is going to be another dogfight. This is simply one of those games at the start of the year. Miami, Florida State, you know someone's winning, but it's not going to be by a lot of points. Miami's hoping they can make it 2-0.
They'll come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and long. They'll leave it with him. At the 45, on his way. All kinds of running room. Touchdown, Canes. And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching him.
Man, I am a great play caller when I can hand it to guys like that. And he can go that far to the house, create big plays, showed you a little bit of vision, showed you a little bit of burners. When he kicked it in gear, he got the long touchdown.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. From inside the 15, chance for a good return. Maybe if he could have eluded just 1 or 2 more guys, it would have been a big return, but they'll mark it at the 30. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Now 2nd and 10. They go to the ground. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
Thomas back to pass. Unloads to the wideout. He's got it. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
And that's really got to make this offensive coordinator feel good. You get a completion on a big 3rd down early in the game, and that should give him a lot of confidence calling plays this game.
The Seminoles getting set on 1st and 10. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple as they get set to snap it just about to reach the end of the quarter. They'll keep it on the ground. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
Miami, 14, Florida State, 7.
They've changed ends of the field, now facing 3rd down as they go back to work. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got his man. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's 1st down. And the Noles are in the hurry-up. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
One of the big storylines coming into this year was the rising temperature of the coach's seat, and the process of cooling things off starts now.
All offseason, this coach has said the right things. I'm not worried about it. I'm not focused on it. I'm just worried about our team. But, David, let's be real. He's got to win games. There is an expectation at this program to win, and if he doesn't start fast this year, that hot seat's only going to get hot.
No, and then the chirping starts, and everybody's going to be talking about his job. The pressure builds, and then what happens? Sometimes you lose the locker room, so important to get off to a good start. Try to quiet some of those haters and some of those doubters.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Looking for the score. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
Well, I love the coverage on defense. In the red zone, everyone's got their eyes on the quarterback, and they're flying to the football, and you saw that there on the incompletion.
The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can pick up the first without scoring. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, no! You want to keep your offense on the field, wear down the defense, put that tape on and show it in a clinic. That's the way it's done.
And as a defense, man, there's nothing more demoralizing. You can handle it when you give up 3, but to give up the touchdown at the end of a long drive, you're already exhausted. You've already been punked the whole way down the field. Man, that's frustrating.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And it's perfect. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive and close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. Oh, he's going to take a chance. Makes a move. Oh, what vision. Can they catch him? He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Hurricanes. Well, maybe they thought if they kicked it into the end zone that he wouldn't dare bring it back. Instead, he just dared them to tackle him, and nobody could. What an explosive return.
And those guys got so much speed, they ain't scared. And you could tell, takes it out, good blocking, give him a little crease, and you could see the speed. You don't put slow guys back deep. You don't see Jesse Palmer returning kicks. No. You see the fast guys, and you see an open space, and boom, he's gone.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, and I wonder how much pressure that puts on the offense. Jesse, like, you know this is back and forth, and I got to score, and every possession matters so much. What does that do to you as a quarterback?
Well, it puts a lot more pressure on you for sure to feel like I got to make every third down throw. If guys are open vertically down the field, I got to hit them too. We can't let our serve get broken.
Thomas looking to fire. Pulls it in. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33. The Seminoles in the hurry-up. When Bobby Bowden built this program, high-flying offenses, great quarterback play, innovation, and that's what they hope they'll see on display today.
And it was year after year, man. He found so many elite athletes, such good recruiting in the state of Florida, and when the Seminoles get those guys, man, those teams fly.
He wants to pass it on second down. Looking to the big tight end. Makes the grab. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down. And the Seminoles come to the line with a new set of downs. Now from inside the red zone. Fires it incomplete. Going to work on second down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Pulls and throws off the RPO. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accept.
Into the house. Touchdown, Florida State. And these offenses are just putting up numbers.
He has so much speed at so many positions with spread football now in college. It's so hard to stop. Defenses are just trying to hold on, shut them down in the red zone, and not give up a touchdown.
And the extra point is good. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. NC State has the lead right now. This team can really open up the playbook at times, but I'm not sure this game is over just yet. They're up by 10 over the Pandas. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this. It's loose. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
I'll tell you, honestly, I don't know what that player could have done to hold on to that football. That defender absolutely popped him. He knocked him into next week. There was no chance he was holding on to that ball.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. Throws to the wideout. And it's picked off for the third time today.
I tell you what, I don't know if I'm going to try him much more. Goodness gracious, you can tell he's ready for what he's seeing. Second interception. I would not throw near that guy anymore. You might want to try the other side of the field.
The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. They're going to throw it to start the drive. And they can't make the connection. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A-game for this one. They've circled this one all off-season, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
He's got it on the right. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made. And the Canes want to crank the tempo. Going up top on first down. Fires to the wideout. Pass on the way. It's picked off. Got room on the return. The 20. Touchdown Seminoles. And this defense coming up with points of their own. What an interception return. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick six.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back, brother.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it a 28-21 score. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick six. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. They feed him again. At the 40, there he goes. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. The offense getting set for a first down from the 45. The give to the tailback. Still on his feet at the 45. Can anyone catch him? Touchdown, Miami! And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call.
And I love that this offense stuck to it, stuck to the run game, didn't panic. They got down, but they answered the bell right before the half, and they got this thing right where they want it now. They can tie this football game and hopefully go into the half with a lot of momentum.
And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get this offense in a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe before you open it up again, Palmer, or do you trust him right away?
He seems to me like the guy maybe that just needs to kind of get into the flow of the game. So maybe you get the running game going here and just give him some easy looks to let him get laddered up.
Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. The clock is not their friend. Got to get everybody to the line quickly. He makes the stop at the 48. That'll be enough for a first down and a pickup of 10. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big gain.
The Seminoles will snap it on 1st and 10. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds. The Noles racing to the line in the hurry-up. They'll put the tight end in motion. Thomas back to pass. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. He'll try to do it himself. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior. They'll hurry to the line here to try to get off that third down play. He'll try to pop the draw. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. Maybe just a shade out of their field goal range, so they'll leave the offense out there on 4th down. Tackle is made after the first down.
You know, you go for it on 4th and inches in this fringe area of the field in your opponent's territory. I'd be curious to see if on the next play now, they're going to try and take a shot and see if they can catch the defense sleeping.
Going to take a shot. And he is finding wide-open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. And he's brought down after the pick, but not before putting his offense in business.
Listen, we all want to go back-to-back, but not on interceptions. Come on now. We got to take care of the football. Let's make sure we change something up on the next drive. 2 possessions, 2 picks. Offensive coordinator, get the bullpen warmed up.
They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Going up top. And he hauls it in inside the 30. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Canes!
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quickly you can go to.
Well, I'll tell you, I know they're losing the game. It's only the first half. But this offense, obviously, they've spent some time practicing 2-minute throughout the week. You can see they're really in rhythm, they're really in focus, and they're attacking the right areas of the field in order to try to maintain as much clock as possible.
Now adjusting. And not much going on downfield. You just get rid of it and live to play another down.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the...
And he makes the catch inside the 25. Touchdown, no! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the second half. An extra point away from tying this football game. You trailed a little bit in the first half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the second half.
And right down the middle. And after the extra point was good, it's even Steven here in the second quarter. Get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. He's going to try his luck from the end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Just enough time to get one more snap before the half. They'll throw it on first down. They're bringing heat. Takes a hit as he fires. The pass is incomplete, and 1 second is left. The defense calls the timeout. Their second of the day as they try to get their act together. Just enough time for one final play in this half. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Gonna take a shot. Oh, picked off. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Seminoles will kick it off to start the second half. Oh, he's going to go for the return. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do.
Hit the gas, kid, wide open ahead. A huge pickup on the play before he goes out of bounds, but the question is, will it stand? There is a penalty marker on the field. They say success rate can be picking up about 4 or so on first down, 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. What a nice job by the defense stringing that out and forcing him out of bounds. He got nothing. And the Hurricanes moving quickly to the line. On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he might be known for run fits, but that was a sure and heavy tackle on the tight end. Shotgun snap, wants to throw it on 3rd. Looking down the left side. Got it! They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a 1st down.
All right, you gave up the big play, defense. I know they got a big chunk, but they didn't get in the end zone. You live to fight another day. Now you got to bow your necks up and make this stop inside the 5.
Touchdown, Hurricanes! And that one will give them the lead. If you want to know how to reach this guy, just send his mail to the end zone. That's where he lives.
He definitely is today. And I think the defense has to be getting a little sick and tired of the same guy beating him time and time again.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. USF is dominating this one, thanks to an offense that's done whatever it's wanted since the opening kickoff. They're up by 21 over the Coyotes. We'll circle back if anything big happens you should know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. And, David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working.
And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield. A deep tradition of backers who make plays and get after quarterbacks. Ray Lewis could do it all back in the day, just like this guy is.
And they look the same, don't they? They look the part, just big, physical, huge guys, but the speed element always there, always in the backfield, making plays.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that. You can show your exotic looks. You can get the pass rush going. Everybody in the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. On 4th down, looking for the completion. And the incomplete pass turns it over in their own end.
Well, great defense on that one. They were ready for pass, and they forced the incompletion. They're coming off the field. That's a big win for this defense.
And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. Here's the handoff. Running with power. He makes the stop at the 33, but 10 yards on that play and a first down.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. They're getting this guy lathered up. Finds a crease at the 20. They bring him down, but he's got a 1st and goal from the 10.
What a run. Great speed, great vision, elusiveness, and David, he's tackled down close to the goal line.
Yeah, and this offense, when you can run the football like this, man, you will have success, especially in the red zone, trying to get touchdowns.
They get him down after a 4-yard gain to the 6. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Running play to the left, looking for the end zone here. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Miami! Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
The Seminoles want to pick up the tempo. Thomas looking to fire. Skips away from pressure. Oh, they knock it free. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own. And the quarterback tried to make something out of it with his legs, but instead, he turns the football over.
And this is what you like about the quarterback. You don't want to handcuff him. You want to give him the freedom and the flexibility to get outside and create. That's where he's brilliant. That's really the added element he brings this offense. But you do need to reel him in with respect to the fundamentals and taking care of the football. It just has to do better moving forward.
Looking for a productive play on first down. Now they'll run it to the right here. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
This offense has a second down play. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Makes a connection. And he is marked out of bounds after another big gain. This aerial attack has had no problem moving the ball with chunk plays. Just inside the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 19. To the ground with the back. Drives into the defense, and they get him down after a pickup of 3 to the 16. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Wide receiver now comes in motion. With jet sweep pass. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And they will score. Touchdown, Canes. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead. The Hurricanes continue to gain strength, and they have built a lead on the Noles.
I think that speed from Miami is really starting to show itself here in the football game, and it just doesn't look like Florida State at this point, David, can keep up with all that athleticism.
Speed and swag. They got it going now. They got the confidence going, and when Miami gets the confidence going, it is tough to beat. Florida State's going to have to make something happen and make it happen fast.
The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to...
And it's picked off for the 4th time today.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job seeing it, squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always, always remember your first. Your first interception. He'll always remember this moment.
So first play of the drive coming here from their own 49. They'll run it behind the big guys on the left.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And as they get him to the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the 3rd.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. With the score, Miami 56, Florida State 35.
Trying to pick up a 1st down. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Buys a little time with his feet. Got his man on the right. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the 1st down on the throw and catch.
I'll tell you, this quarterback has just been in a great rhythm all game long. With that last completion, he's now over 300 yards passing.
The Canes will have it 1st and 10. They'll go to the ground. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And these defensive tackles just eat people. They swallow human beings when you get here. They're so big, so strong. Those guys, those running backs coming, they just need a mid. They put one mid on a running back, and he usually falls to the ground just because of their sheer mass and strength.
And that one's incomplete.
And I tell you what, I know it's little when these QBs miss and the ball's not right to them, but man, it makes such a difference with yards after the catch. And in this case, even catching the football, it was just a little bit off, and it just made it a little bit difficult for his wide receiver to try to make the catch.
And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. 3rd and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, and everybody won. They get the incompletion, now setting up 4th.
They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Makes the catch. He's got enough. He found his man and zipped it in there, and they've got a first down in the red zone at the 11. Sometimes we don't give enough credit to a receiver knowing exactly where he needs to be on the field, and they pick up the first down there.
Yeah, and you've got to give the receiver credit, obviously knowing where that is, but the defender needs to know where it is too. Where is he trying to get? That ball's going to come out quick.
Touchdown, Hurricane! And the pummeling has started. That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in Week 3.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into it.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line. And the Noles will hustle to the line. Unless there is a dramatic turn of events, this is not going to be a way to cool off that hot seat.
And they're going to have to be able to handle adversity and handle the outside noise moving forward, because losing this game in Week 1, all the detractors, all the naysayers, that noise is going to get louder. That hot seat is getting even hotter. And I think all eyes are going to be on this program now, David, seeing how they turn the page and move on to the notes.
And I give you Exhibit A. Jesse Palmer just turned up the hot seat. All eyes are on them. They got to win. They got to do this. Starting off on the wrong foot. This is exactly what happens. It becomes a distraction. We're going to find out how good of a coach he is, and we're going to find out.
Throws toward the end zone. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge game if he could have held on. Really need positive yards on second down. After the incompletion, they'll snap it from the 44. Catch in the middle, it's Carter. They almost got a first down there. Stopped a yard short. It'll be third down. Quick tempo here for the offense. He'll just keep slinging it. He'll pull it down and run. He showed it all there. A little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Sometimes these guys just have eyes in the back of their head. You saw it right there. He was able to buy himself time, get outside.
Deep shot for the end zone. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
Trailing this much in the fourth quarter, the offense is looking for an explosive play to try to ignite them and get them back in this one, but nothing doing. Nice job in coverage.
Thomas back to pass. Safe completion on the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we see miracles in college football all of the time, and they could use one here. It's a makeable field goal from the 29-yard line. Let's see how aggressive they are. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. They have dropped a hush on this entire stadium, David, by controlling this game.
And there's nothing like shutting up the home crowd. You love it. Nothing like having a big lead in the fourth quarter, Palmer, and not having to stress or worry.
Yeah, really impressive just seeing how they were able to take everything from the practice field this week and apply it to game day. They've been locked in all week with the game plan, running and throwing the football, man. This has been impressive.
Discards a man. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down.
I tell you what, with this kind of success on the ground, I think you two knuckleheads could call plays. I mean, that's how easy it is for this offense right now. They got the ground game working. It's really easy. Now you can open up for other things, but you guys could even try your hand because they're dominating right now.
Crosses the 30. He's got a lane. And it is a chunk play. A huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
And obviously this offense has had their way getting the huge lead. And now when you know it's a running situation later in the ball games, you're still getting pounded. This defense has to step up at some point and be a lot more physical.
D coordinators down the road that have to play this offense, man, they're going to have nightmares because this unit has so much speed, so much skill. At running back, receiver, tight end, the quarterback making good decisions, it is so tough trying to stop them and prevent explosive plays.